Ciao! Thank you for tuning in to the GreenOlive cooking channel. Today I have my mom here, Oriana, as a special treat. And so we are actually going to make one of her specialties that she makes always at Easter, and it's Easter bread. And don't forget, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the green olive button so that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get our latest and greatest traditional Italian recipes. Pronto? Allora andiamo a cucinare.
So for this recipe, we're going to need 3/4 of a cup of water and 3/4 of a cup of milk, 3 tablespoons of butter, a tablespoon of yeast, a little sugar to proof the yeast. We're going to need 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 eggs, a cup of raisins, and 3 cups of flour to begin with, and then we'll add a couple extra cups of flour. And then to finish it off, we're going to need some sprinkles and icing sugar and some butter and 4 eggs because we're going to make a reef and a loaf.
All right, so we have actually heated our milk and we can see the butter is now melted. We've also proofed our yeast, and you can see our yeast is very active because it's nice and foamy, which is a good sign of good healthy yeast. So Mom, how do we get this process started?
Okay, so we're going to add 2 eggs into a bowl. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla, but if you like, you can add lemon rind or orange rind, it's up to you, and a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to beat this.
We're all beaten.
Okay, now we're going to add in the milk with the butter.
Now this milk, we can add all water, or you can do half and half milk or all milk, especially if you're maybe lactose intolerant. So you don't have to add completely all milk. And then
we're going to add the yeast and the 3/4 cup of water. And then we're going to start adding in the flour.
Okay.
3 cups of flour.
Now the flour is going to vary how much you add, especially when it comes to measuring liquid and the size of your egg. You might need a little more, a little less flour. That's where your volume of liquid will vary from the flour.
So now we're going to add the raisins, the cup of soaked raisins.
Okay. And we add the golden raisins because they actually add a nice color, but if you like the dark raisins, that's fine too, or you could do a combination. But the golden ones look really nice. You know, we've got my dough climbing up my beaters. Yeah. Is that enough?
This is enough.
Okay. Okay, so now we're just going to incorporate it all by hand here?
Well, yes.
Okay. You want a bigger spatula, Mom?
No, this is fine. This is fine. So we're going to I'll add another bit of flour. So right now we're at 4.5 cups.
Okay.
And then you're just going to knead your dough to get it so that it's not sticky. So knead your dough for about 8-10 minutes till you get a real nice soft pliable dough. So till you get it so it's not sticky and it's nice and soft.
Wow, Mom, this dough looks nice. You can see when you press it down how it springs up really nice. Yes. Great job.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah. So what do we do next?
So now we're going to just brush some butter on our bowl.
And this is just going to help it from not sticking?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Then we're going to pick up our dough. We're going to put it in here. And also we're going to butter the dough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Keep it nice and moist. Okay, then we're going to cover it with plastic.
Okay, I got that.
And we're going to put it in a warm place.
Okay, I usually, oh, and then we need to put a cloth on top
yes.
too? Extra protection, okay. So I actually like to use my microwave. I don't use my microwave too often, but one thing I do like to use it for is when I rise bread. Because it's such a small area, it actually keeps the heat really well, so it's really good for rising. So now we're going to put this in the microwave just to heat, or you can put it in any warm place in your kitchen to heat, and we're going to let it rise for how long?
About an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Until it doubles up.
Okay, great. So an hour and a half, and we will see you back here in an hour and a half. Whoa, look at that. Wow.
Wow, it's actually very risen.
Wow, that is awesome. Okay, so what are we doing now, Mom?
So now we're just going to lightly flour the board. And we're going to put the dough onto the board.
That looks so beautiful.
Take it. Oh. So So now what you want to do is just cut it in half.
So we're gonna actually make 2 different types, right?
Right.
Okay.
So then we'll cut this in thirds. Okay. And what we're going to do with this, we're going to put a little more flour, and we're going to roll it into a rope.
So this is something that I always remember, not only at Easter time, but my birthday, because my birthday sometimes falls on Easter, the way the calendar goes. But I love this. It's not Easter without Easter bread. And I just figure this is about time I learn how to make it. I had never made it. My mom usually always makes it.
So make three ropes.
Okay.
You can make them as long as you want, and then you take 3 ropes, just join them at the end, and start to braid.
And I think the reason this is Easter bread and they do the 3 ropes, I think it actually represents the Trinity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Right. So then we'll just put it on a baking dish with either parchment or a...
Still pat? Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
And then we're gonna let this rise?
We're going to let this rise for anywhere 45 minutes to an hour, depending on when it's bulk.
Okay, so should we cover this with saran also, or just a tea towel?
Just a tea towel.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Okay.
All right, let me go do that while you work on the next one.
This one here, we are going to just cut it in half. And we're going to make 2 ropes with this also. So now you're going to take them both and you're going to twist them. Just like that. Then you're going to bring them back together. And you're going to put a raw egg in.
Now these eggs, you can actually color them like you would Easter eggs, but because we have our own chickens and they have these beautiful eggs, we're just keeping the color natural.
And there you go. So you can take it and put it on a...
Very forgiving, the dough.
Yeah, there. And you're going to let this rise too.
Okay, and we cover this with the tea towel also?
Yes.
And how long are we gonna let this rise?
The same.
Okay.
About 45 minutes an hour when they come in bulk.
I'm gonna... Night-night.
So now they've been in the oven for 45 minutes for the second rising.
Wow, look at that. Those look beautiful. Okay, so now after the second rising, what do we do?
Now we're going to put them in the oven at 375 for about 30 minutes
Okay,
until they're golden brown.
awesome. Can't wait. Okay, so now you can see how beautiful golden brown they are. They've cooked and we've let them cool about 10-15 minutes, and now we're ready for the next step. So what do we do next, Mom?
Well, next we're going to mix the icing for it. So I've got 3 cups of icing sugar here, and we're going to add water. And you've got to be very careful, because when you add too much, then you get it too soft, and then you have to add more icing sugar. So we'll just start with a couple tablespoons and see where we're at.
Now if somebody wanted to use milk instead of water to make it creamy, they could do that too,
yes.
right?
Just a little bit more. That's it. That's it. So we're at 4 right now. So it's got to be so you can drizzle it over. Okay, I think this is good.
Okay.
So the next step is I start drizzling this, and what I usually do is just do half a loaf, because if you don't do it fast enough, the sprinkles won't stick. It starts to dry. And you can put as much icing as you want, as little as you want, just whatever you prefer. This here I think it's pretty nice, so I don't think I have to stop. I think I'm going to be fast enough. There we are. Okay, then we're just going to get some sprinkles and sprinkle all over. And you can use any sprinkle that you like. You can make them for Christmas and use Christmas sprinkles. Okay, I think pretty much everything is coated. Yeah, there we go. And we will add some sprinkles on this one too to make it look Eastery. And there we go.
All right, so now our Easter bread has cooled. We've put the icing on and the sprinkles. So using a serrated knife, we are going to cut into our bread. And we can see how beautiful it is with those golden raisins. Oops. Cut
It's
another piece.
Very nice and light and airy.
And I will cut this one in half, Mom, and we can share it.
Sure.
So you can see these beautiful golden raisins that are in here. Nice and airy. Yeah, beautiful. All right. I love it.
Delicious.
Very good, very good. I know it took a little bit of a process to make because of all the rising, but it is so worth it. Like I said, it is a traditional Easter bread that we have at Easter time, and I hope you go ahead and make this recipe. I love it. It's so good, and my mouth is still watering here. But anyway, from our family to yours, buona Pasqua. E ci vediamo dopo. Ciao.
Still warm.
It is.